Hello? Oh,
Am I okay to get started, David?
Yes, I think it would be fine. Thank you.
Hey, Dinos.
hello, how are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to figure out how to turn on my, oh, there we go. Nothing. I'm good. Thank you.
All right, we'll get started then. Good afternoon and welcome to the August 2nd, 2021 meeting of the City of Charleston's Design Review Board. My name is Erica Chase, the board's chairperson. Members of the board with us tonight are Dinos Leolio, Kristen Krause, Andy Smith, Aaron Stevens, and I believe Jeff Johnson should be joining us shortly. Members of city staff with us tonight are David Meeks and Andrea Durungs. We do not have any board members that are recused from any items, and we do not have any agenda items that have been deferred. The order of the meeting will be as follows. David will give a project overview for any new projects. Then the applicant team will have time for project presentation. We do typically limit that to 10 minutes with a little bit of flexibility with virtual meetings. But if you need time beyond the 10 minutes or well beyond the 10 minutes, please let us know at the start of your presentation. We will then open it up for board questions, then public comments, which we do have one member of the public registered to speak tonight. And then David will give city staff recommendations, and then the applicant team may respond or clarify to any of the public comments or city staff comments. We will then enter into board discussion and a motion. During board discussion time, the applicant team may only clarify inaccurate information, or they may only speak if asked a question by myself or one of the other board members. If everyone could please silence or turn off all cell phones and any devices that would make noises. And I do want to remind everyone that comments from the public are limited to site design and architecture only, that our board does not have authority over zoning issues such as land use, building density, flooding, or traffic. So with that, I'll run through the virtual meeting protocol, which I think is, I guess next meeting is our last virtual meeting, if I remember correctly. But David will be controlling the PowerPoint presentation, which includes everything submitted by the applicant by the deadline in accordance with the submittal requirements. Applicants will need to ask David to advance to the next slide during your presentation. Applicants, staff, and board members are required to give their name whenever speaking. The video and microphone have been disabled for all attendees. Attendees will only be given the capabilities to speak when they are called on during the public comment period. The chat and Q&A functions have been disabled for everyone. During the public comment period, only registered members of the public will be allowed to speak. And all applications heard today are part of a public meeting format. If you have registered and will speak during the public comment portion of the meeting, you will need to state your name and address for the record. Members of the public that have registered will be, what's that? In order by project. And members of the public that speak are encouraged to remain in the meeting for the completion of the item they have commented on. Staff will issue meeting results, including staff comments and board motions to the applicant following the meeting. And the results will also be posted on the city website shown on the screen. And for additional information, there is an email and a website if needed. And I do want to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded. So our first and only item on the agenda tonight is 334 Folly Road, requesting conceptual approval for a gas station.
Thank you, Erica. Since we've seen this one before, I didn't have any context slides, so I'll turn it over to the applicant, Chris Friend. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Just let me know when you would like me to advance the slides.
You can advance. Keep going. Next page, please. Okay, that's the site photos, some of what you saw the last time. If
Could you just state your name for the record? Sorry.
Chris Friend, Graham Group Architecture.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you need my address too?
No, just members of the public on the address.
Oh, okay. You know, what you're looking at here is kind of across the street from the site. You can kind of see an aerial view of the site there. Can you advance the next page, please, David?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
More shots from across the street at the actual site itself, the buildings that are going to be demolished, etc. Next page, please. More of the existing site buildings. Next page. More of those buildings that are going to be removed. And next page. Next page again. Because McLeod Plantation was mentioned the last time around, I got some photos from there to add to the presentation for reference of materials and scale of buildings, etc. Next page. And next page. Again. Yeah, one more. One more. Okay, so we mirrored the building from its position last time per the discussion with the board. So that the porch on the side was now facing Folly Road, and that rear entrance is facing away from Folly Road now. And we angled the car wash as much as possible to be able to screen the entrance some from Folly Road. You'll go to the next. We also curved the sidewalk down there near the corner, as was suggested in the last meeting. Next. And then there's the landscape plan that was revised per comments last time also. And if you'll go to the next page, please. And the next one. Again, just showing the floor plan here where we've mirrored the building. A lot of the storefront, the majority of the storefront that was backing up to coolers and such has been removed, except for the back gable where the shed roof is. And I'll show you, I'll talk about that when we get to the elevations. Next slide, please. Just the roof plane. We can move forward with that. Dormers have been removed, if you'll notice. Next page. That's the car wash floor plan. Go ahead, pass that to the elevations, 3D. So you hear here the previous submission on the left side of the page, and the revised submission on the right side of the page with the dormers removed, siding material simplified. Go to the next page. Same thing here. A lot of the storefront has been removed. Next page. And that's a view coming from up Folly Road at the entrance close to where the car wash is. You can see how it's been mirrored. Next page. Again, the before and after with the porch now facing the road. Next page. Top elevation is the new proposed store. The bottom elevation is the original. And go to the next page. Again, the top is the new elevation facing Folly Road, and the bottom is the previous elevation that was facing Folly Road. Advance one more, please. I'll go back a page real quick. Also, that entrance underneath that porch is now directly accessible from Folly Road. Next slide then. This is the facade facing the other side of the street with the gable now on the corner as opposed to the porch that was on the back of the building. Next page, please. And this is facing away from Folly Road on the east side of the lot or north side of the lot. Yeah, east side. And next page, please. The car wash has not really altered since last time. It's still pretty much the same as it was. Next page. There's a streetscape as requested. one with the previous submission at the top and the new proposed at the bottom. Next slide. And that's just a section of the dumpster. Next slide. And keep going. There you go. And there's a more artistic color rendering we had our renderer do with the horizontal siding and colors. And there's one of the rear or overall, if you go to the next one. And then there's a kind of a streetscape. And I do believe that's the last page.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Madam Chair, this is Dinos, and thank you so much, Chris, for how y'all have addressed the comments. I'm just curious, and if you can remind me, the dormers that were removed, they were facadal.
Yeah, they weren't functional.
Okay.
You know.
And can I ask you one other question about the canopy itself? Did you study any other forms that might be more contextual to the roof line that you have on the building?
In discussions with our client, this is their canopy and that's what they want to use. You know, we discussed it several times with the board, but that's kind of their signature. The buildings may be different, but they kind of tend to have that curved canopy.
And thank you. That's all
I
my
did,
questions.
however, I think it was maybe Jeff did asked me to lower the brick on the canopy. It was going almost all the way up to the bottom of the beams. So I did bring that down a little bit.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Any other questions? With none, we will now open it up for public comment. We have one member of the public registered to speak, Mr. Joe Rosito. Is he in the meeting?
Yep, I'm with you. I don't have any comment. Honestly, I really like the way this has gone.
Great, thanks. Joe, do you mind stating your name and address for the record?
Yeah, no problem. Joe Rosito, it's 1637 Tatum Street.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So with the public comment period closed, David, staff recommendations, please.
All right, thank you, Erica. Some staff observations first. The applicants have addressed most of the staff comments and board comments from the last meeting, with the exception of what was explained in the response letter, such as requesting to keep the brick water table on the buildings and keeping the curved gas canopy. Now that we see the site layout, staff does not feel that the car wash at this angle will help the situation very much of trying to avoid a view into the tunnel from Folly Road. That's because the site will not allow for the building to be positioned with the tunnel parallel to Folly. As seen in A5.2A is a good view. The applicant is providing a screen wall and landscaping that will aid in screening the view into the tunnel, which is good. The building floor plan has been mirrored to present more attractive facade to Folly Road, and staff supports this building design. Staff comment number 1, regarding the west elevation, the porch now is now on Folly Road side of the building, as staff and the board had asked, but the porch extends down only 1/2 of the west facade. Staff recommends the porch and the sidewalk be extended to cover the entire west facade as a place for more tables and chairs. Staff supports the keeping of the brick water table. That was staff comment 2. Staff comment 3, staff had a meeting with the applicants where they asked us to support the keeping of the curved gas canopy as it is becoming their signature canopy. Staff stated that we do like the curved gas canopy and we can support it. But we also told the applicant that we have a duty to reiterate what the board requested, which was to see a different canopy design that better matches the building roof lines. Staff does agree with the board that the canopy design could better match the building roof lines. and still be a signature canopy designed for refuel. Actually, let me show an image here. Changing the overlapping curved panels to overlapping straight panels could be a second refuel canopy prototype that could also be recognized as the brand if they were to duplicate this in the future with refuel developments in the future. Staff comment 4. Some existing fencing is called out on the east property line, but the extent of this fencing is unclear. Please provide a clear graphic of the existing fence on the site plan and the landscape plan. Provide photos of the existing fencing. If it is insufficient, screen fencing on the east and south property lines, the applicant should provide with a minimum of 6 feet height. Staff comment number 5. Staff questions if the car wash sitting at this right, excuse me, staff questions if the car wash sitting at a right angle to the canopy might be better as presented in the previous DRB meeting. At an angle as presented, it looks a bit unsettled. There may be more opportunity to screen and exit the tunnel. Actually, there might be more of an opportunity to screen. I'm sorry, I lost my place. To screen the exit tunnel if at a right angle to the canopy. If the car wash is pushed further to the south than where it's than it was at the previous submittal, it allows for more opportunity for a screen wall that could be added here if this building is pushed down closer to the property line. And this is still maintaining the 5-foot buffer, which is required if it were right up against that. And then you could get a screen wall here and possibly more planting. Just a suggestion, but if the board likes the building the way it is, staff could support that as well. Number 6, the applicants are proposing bollards for each of the parking spaces closest to the store. DRB does not permit yellow bollards and only permits stainless steel, black, or Charleston green. Number 7, staff recommends earlier using some red cedars when we were suggesting, when we were suggesting using red cedars to screen the exit tunnel. But the way they're being used now, these are all red cedars along here and here, and this species can get 40 feet tall. So we were just suggesting that a better type of shrub that's for a hedge be used on either side of the building rather than the cedars that can get 40 feet tall. Number 8, DRB requires all traffic signs to have a decorative square or round post painted black or Charleston green. Only the stop sign, if in the public right of way, should be the standard U-channel breakaway post, and all the others should be a decorative post. With that, I'm sorry, the last 3 comments, I didn't state that those should be by preliminary review. Only 1 through 5 was for conceptual approval. And with that, staff does recommend conceptual approval.
Thanks, David. Chris, did you have any items you want to respond to or clarify from staff comments or public comments?
Yeah, the one thing I would like to address is the location of the car wash, since David brought it up. We did look at placing the car wash further to the south so it could be screened. But as it was explained to me by our civil engineer, he needed some of that space for water retention, etc. And I think there was another reason. Michael, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. There's a water quality swale that's behind there between the car wash and the property line that I'm trying to work into, and there's some tree canopies back there as well that are protected along the property line that are coming into play.
Michael, could you state your full name for the record?
Sure, I'm sorry, Michael McCormick, civil engineer with McCormick and Associates.
Thank you. That's okay. Anything else, Chris?
No, that was the only one.
Okay, great, thanks. Now we are in board discussion and a motion time.
This is Dino's, and I guess I'll just jump right on in. I understand the signature aspects associated with the canopies, but I do agree with staff's suggestion on something that's more compliant with the design of the building. And I think it would only strengthen the image of the entire complex if it's more contextual to the buildings themselves. We saw an application, I believe, last time where a very attractive and interesting gabled canopy was utilized, and very simple detailing, very clean. And I believe that, to me, the curves are just so foreign to the other elements of the building themselves. I think the architect has done a really nice job in reinterpreting the building to something a little bit more contextual as well to its surroundings. And thank you for going out to McLeod Plantation and taking a look at the simplicity of those structures. I won't make a fuss out of it, but I really do believe, depending on how you detail that brick base, if you bring the siding over the top of it as opposed to make it simpler, I have no issues then with the brick base. But I think that, not unlike what you see at McLeod with the siding coming over the brick itself, it would probably be so much, it would improve the appearance and make it a softer transition. I'm kind of torn too in looking at the, David, if I'm understanding, y'all's recommendation as far as the, on the site, as far as the car wash, was it to turn it so that the alignment of the gable was more in keeping with the alignment of the gable of the building?
That was one reason, in addition to being able to screen more of the tunnel with a wall and planting, if it were pushed to the south. But I think the applicants are saying that there's other site constraints that won't allow that.
Yeah, okay. Well, it would be, yeah, I would agree contextually, but if there are issues with it, then certainly. That's all my comments. Thank you.
It looks like they have some trees on that left-hand side or the south side that would block some of that as well, the car wash portion.
Yeah.
Even though you had said, I think David suggesting not to do the 40-foot potential growth of those trees, those ones right there, yes. They'll have some blockage, you know.
I know, I don't know that I'm opposed to them using the cedars in that situation, just because it'll kind of make the car wash go away a little bit more.
That's true.
Exactly,
I don't know.
Erin.
You know, Andy, I'm curious your thought as the other landscape architect, but I'm not necessarily, I mean, I understand staff's position, but I'm not in this particular case necessarily opposed to using something a little taller there.
I really don't have any problem with the cedars also. A couple of the other plants I think I'm less inclined towards than the cedars.
Andy, what do you think of that fence? What was there some plantings in front of the fence? David, could we go back to that one screen?
There's quite a bit right here, which will help screen the tunnel the way it is now. Because these look like some good-sized ornamental trees, which will get taller.
Can we
And
zoom
those
in?
will be in front. I'm sorry, Erin.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted. I just wanted to zoom in to see what they were exactly.
Yeah, me too. I know, I can't see.
Yeah, and I'll go to the plant list too. Let's see. I looked before, but I can't remember.
And so the sidewalk, we kind of had suggested to waiver the sidewalk, or wasn't that Andy's comment? To kind of make it more of a pathway.
Yeah,
that looks good.
Multi-use.
And then the wall, wall and fencing. Could we see the example of the wall and fencing again? Is there a picture of that in the renderings?
Guys, do you remember did you provide a detail for the fence and what sheet that was on?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yes, sorry, Chris.
It's okay. It was, the color rendering really showed it towards the end.
But a detail hasn't been provided yet.
No,
That's okay. It's only conceptual. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm getting there.
Here it is. Okay, so there isn't showing any plantings in front, but there will be plantings in front of that
Yes.
fence. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Much thicker than the other one.
Aaron, did you want to look at the plant rest?
I already looked at it on my laptop. I just was curious. I wanted to see the plants in front of that wall and that.
Are you good? You want me to go
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, if you could go back, if it's not too much of a pain, that'd be nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other comments or motion?
Andy,
I'll
you
make the
mentioned,
comment. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say that I also agree with the porch being extended all the way to the side street from the frontage, what David had suggested. I think that'll look amazing. That'll look much better. Mhm.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I mean, it's Andy's comment, but you had mentioned not loving some of the plants. I don't know if that's something we want to discuss now or at the next level.
Well, I mean, it's just, typical things that we kind of pick, or I tend to pick, things like ligustrums and pittosporums and, that seem to fall into the beach vernacular, but are not really native to this area. And, specifically like the oleander, which tends to freeze to the ground and then is poisonous, and ligustrums that can become invasive, just things like that, and just pits that tend to spread and are less controllable than they seem to. I think would be a good idea to substitute out. Other than that, drift rose, as long as it's used very limited, it's probably something to keep in small places. But I guess the rest of it I'm okay with.
Yeah, I agree.
Any other comments or motion?
I would be delighted to make a motion. This is Dino's. I was going to defer to our dear colleagues who this may be the last meeting that they attend. Would anyone else like to make a motion?
I think it's you, Dinos.
It's
Oh,
you,
sorry.
Dinos.
Oh, Chris got it. Sorry.
No. Thank you, though.
I would move for conceptual approval with staff comments 1 through 4. And ask that from board comment that the applicant might restudy the alignment and the orientation of the car wash to see if there's any way to comply with staff comment 5. And the other board comment is is to study the detailing of how the wood siding meets the brick base in hopes that the siding might overlap the brick and minimize the impact of the base itself.
State that again, Dino, sorry.
No, that's all right. Just study the manner in which the wood siding intersects the brick base.
Okay.
And were there any I'm sorry, I was following the landscape. Is there?
If it's okay, I would just say restudy the plant palette.
Okay.
So, okay, with that, we have a motion for conceptual approval with staff comments 1 through 4. Board comments: 1, restudy the alignment and orientation of the car wash, if possible, to comply with staff comment number 5. And 2, study the detailing on how the wood siding hits the brick base. And 3, restudy the plant palette. Is there a second?
second.
Kristen.
This is Andy.
Okay, Andy. I will now
I'll second.
call roll. Kristen,
Yes, in favor.
Aaron,
Yes, in favor.
and I am also yes in favor. Thank y'all very
Now,
much.
I think, isn't Jeff here?
I don't think he.
No, Jeff is here.
Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Silent. Hey.
It's so quiet.
I
Yep.
know. I
Silent.
apologize. Jeff, did you want to, what was, yes or no?
I'm in favor. Aye.
Okay, great.
Aye,
Thanks,
aye.
Jeff.
Mhm.
That is it for our meeting.
Just some minutes.
Oh, was there another item on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my apologies.
Approval of minutes from 7/19/21.
Okay, next on the agenda is item number 2, approval of minutes from July 19th, you said?
Correct.
19th, 2021. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll approve.
Kristen with a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Jeff, and I will call roll. Dinos,
Yes, yay.
Andy,
Andy, you're muted.
Yes, in favor.
Aaron,
Yes, in favor.
and I am also yes in favor.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Wonderful.
Very smooth. It's a sad meeting. We'll be
Yes,
I know.
it is.
missing our old members.
Aw,
We
I
will
wish
miss
we
you.
were
let's
in
all get together
person.
for drinks. I know,
Yes.
let's do drinks. I thought we were doing that,
Yeah.
weren't we?
I believe we are on these. What day is it, David?
Well, I was gonna let Dinos.
Oh, yes,
say.
we are.
Um,
And we
So
are,
because Dinos is graciously hosting, and he's going to do something at his office on didn't you say the 17th?
Oh,
the
great.
day, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, it's
And
Tuesday,
I
the
was-
17th.
That's right.
Ooh.
And I am sending out an invite to everybody to make sure that you guys
Aw.
get refreshments and lots of food and things. So we're looking
Oh,
forward.
that's so nice. That's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yes,
Can we
very, very
bring
nice.
something? Can we
Not
bring
just
our own
yourselves.
booze? BYOB?
You tell me what you'd like and we'll make sure it's here.
Mm.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
We're delighted
Sounds
to do
great.
it.
So it's Tuesday, August 17th. I'll put it in my calendar so I don't forget.
And I will send out that email to everybody. Thank you,
Sounds
David.
great.
Excellent.
We are overdue. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Amen.
Totally.
Well, thank
All
you
right,
so
you
much,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you. It's been a
Right.
pleasure.
Have a good
Amen.
night.
Thank you.
Ask me to join another board. I won't say no. No. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I need the summer off. No,
We'll miss
I'm
you all.
kidding.
We will.
Okay.
Oh,
Love you
thanks.
guys. Talk to you
All
soon.
right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.